Fellow Congressman Dean Phillips, who's challenging President Biden, finished in fourth place with 2.7% of the vote behind Marianne Williamson, who has dropped out of the race, and some 100,000 uncommitted votes. President Biden won with 81%. Folks did not spend much time in Michigan. He laid off a pretty big number of his cabinet staff recently. March 5th is the next big test. Minnesota
by tackling tough social and environmental problems. More information is at waltonfamilyfoundation.org. From Progressive Insurance, home of the Name Your Price tool, so drivers can see coverage options, at progressive.com or 1-800-PROGRESSIVE. Price and coverage match limited by state law. And from ECMC Foundation at ecmcfoundation.org.
The first of what's expected to be hundreds of emergency vehicles are arriving right now at Grace Church in Eden Prairie for a public memorial service to honor 3 Burnsville first responders shot and killed in the line of duty. The service is honoring Burnsville police officers Paul Elmstrand and Matthew Ruge and firefighter paramedic Adam Vinseth, set to begin at 11 o'clock this morning. NPR's public safety reporter John Collins is at the church. He's on the line right now. John, can you paint a picture for us? What are you seeing?
Yeah, so we're at Grace Church in Eden Prairie. It's a very, very big church. The organizers say that they're setting up seats, preparing for maybe 7,500 people potentially to show up at this particular church. But right now I'm outside, in one of the areas relegated for the media, and I look out and I see a sea of vehicles, mostly law enforcement vehicles, but also firefighters, paramedics. There's very, very high security around here. Eden Prairie officials are even saying, hey, if you're going to be in the area, try to avoid it because there's going to be just so much congestion. So there's a lot going on. We're obviously about a few hours from the actual ceremony and the actual memorial. So where people are arriving and trickling in, and I just saw a bunch of emergency vehicles start to make their way into the parking lot.
So I can imagine, in addition to emergency vehicles, of course, there's a lot of media there, right?
Yeah, there's quite a bit of media. We're spread out through quite a few different areas in the parking lot. There are, as conditions of this memorial, pretty tight restrictions on media access. For instance, most media are not being allowed inside the sanctuary. We'll do our reporting either from outside or from a media room that's been set aside. We will have pool photographers for all local media who will be in there seeing that. But for the most part, most of us are gathered outside. I think we decided it's like about 5 degrees. It's cold enough that my computer actually literally froze, so I can't look at my notes right now. But quite a few people are arriving. You can tell that organizers are really getting things set up inside and then making sure people get to the right place. There's so many different groups here.
Of course, you are at the church and you're not around to see some of the roads that will be closed. Of course, the city is closing down access to roads all around the church. We know that. You mentioned heavy security. Are they telling folks to just kind of try to stay away if they're not going to attend the service?
Yeah, so the city of Eden Prairie is recommending people to stay out of the area just because it's going to be so congested with people arriving, and then afterwards, of course, there's a procession of emergency vehicles, family members, friends, of the victims.
I also know that Burnsville city offices and schools are closed because of the memorial service to show respect, but also just because of the congestion around there. I'm wondering, have you seen any, I know it's early, but do you expect to see family members, hearses? You're seeing emergency vehicles right now, but do you have any idea what you might be seeing in the next few minutes or so?
Yeah, but exactly. So the emergency vehicles are scheduled to come first, and then Burnsville police and firefighters and city staff will be arriving on buses, and then after that the family will be arriving, and followed by bags, caskets will be arriving. So the memorial will start at 11 a.m. after everyone's in place.
Okay. Do we know what the service will entail yet? I haven't seen a program.
We have not seen one yet either. They will be releasing that in the coming, relatively soon in the coming minutes here. So we of course expect that at least one member of the family will speak. Of course there will be music, there will be memorials. I think what makes this particular memorial especially distinctive is that it involves not firefighters, paramedics. It really hit the entire, spectrum of first responders pretty hard.
And final question here. I know there's overflow at a church nearby. Is that right?
Yeah, there's overflow nearby, and then actually in the church itself, there's so many people who want to see it that they've set up overflow rooms in the church here for people to be able to see because they can't fit in the sanctuary. So it appears there's quite a bit of demand from first responders and law enforcement to come here and grieve. And then there is an overflow area down the street in Burnsville.
All right, it's church. Thank you, John Collins. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. Okay.
That's John Collins live from Grace Church in Mary. Well, each person who died had a distinct story and leaves behind people they touched in some way. The people who knew the first responders best say their acts of courage came as no surprise. Sarah Tamer spoke with some of them and shares their remembrance.
How sweet the sound.
The news sent shockwaves throughout Burnsville, with neighbors and city leaders alike gathering for a vigil on Sunday, February 18th, mourning the loss of officers Matthew Brugge and Paul Elmstrand and firefighter paramedic Adam Vinseth. As friends and family grapple with the loss, the memory of the three first responders is etched in the hearts of those who knew them. 27-year-old Matthew Brugge grew up near Wabasha and graduated from Wabasha Kellogg Public School in 2015. Ty Gatke is a high school friend.
He's one of those friends where no matter what problem you were having, he would drop everything to come and help you.
Gatke says he and Brugge plan to see each other at a festival in Wabasha recently. He says a few words come to mind when he thinks of his friend.
Loyal, kind, heroic, obviously.
Brugge joined the Burnsville Police Department in April of 2020 and was part of the department's crisis negotiations team, as well as a physical evidence officer. He earned a degree from Minnesota State University Mankato, where he graduated in 2018. Paul Elmstrand, who was also 27 years old, grew up near Cambridge and married his high school sweetheart, Cindy. They have 2 children together. Elmstrand was class president at Cambridge Isanti High School and graduated with a criminal justice degree from the University of Northwestern St. Paul in 2018. In a statement, Elmstrand's wife, Cindy, said, quote, "He was the most generous, loving, patient person I've ever known with the biggest smile. He had a servant's heart and would drop everything to help someone who was in need." Elmstrand joined the Burnsville Police Department in August of 2017 as a community service officer. He was promoted to officer in July of 2019 and was part of the department's mobile command staff, peer team, honor guard, and field training unit. Close friend Mike Seafolk shared a statement with NPR News and said, "Paul was always a light in hard times, using his gift to light up those around him. Paul was truly the best of us." Firefighter paramedic Adam Vinseth, who was 40 years old, grew up in Rochester and attended John Marshall High School. Childhood friend Matt Arnold says he's known Vinseth since the 2nd grade and was